Hey everybody, Monty's back, and we're talking about triangles. Okay, we're on week 11, November 30th, December 4th. We're in a new lesson, lesson 4. Okay, so welcome back. Hopefully you had a good Thanksgiving, and away we go. Okay, so we're on week 11, and we're on lesson number 4. Lesson number 4, triangles, triangles, triangles. First thing I want you to do, take a sheet of paper, draw a triangle. Okay, and remember, you can pause the video at any time, but just draw a triangle. I'm going to draw a right triangle because I think it helps to make the point. Okay, so a right triangle is the one I'm going to draw. How many degrees in a triangle? Serious, how many degrees? You know that a square was 360 degrees. How many degrees in a triangle? Okay. Now everybody unmute, share out. What did we come up with? Okay. 180, huh? Are you sure about your answer? Okay, now, you actually know the answer, you just may have never thought of it. Remember our box, our square. And when I asked you to come up with the equation for a triangle, length times width, remember what we did? We cut it in half. If a square has 360 degrees, how many degrees in a triangle? Okay, so now we're going to take a square, we're going to cut it in half, and remember, we know that we have a 90 and a 90, but if we cut it in half, we've created two 45s. Two 45s. So a triangle is indeed 180 degrees. 90, 45, 45. So a triangle is equal to angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3. 180 is equal to 45 plus the 90 plus the 45. Okay? So the first thing today is to remember that all triangles have 180 degrees. Serious. Now I want to spend a little bit of time and I want to show you, just so you've seen it, that is a true statement. Okay? So we have two parallel lines. Okay, we know they're parallel because we have the arrows. So two parallel lines. We're going to cut them with what's called a transversal. Okay, another one of those vocab words. Okay, in this transversal, cuts it in such a way that it creates a 90, a 90, a 90, and a 90. I need you to remember that all straight lines are 180 degrees. Okay, that's something that we've learned. A straight line includes 180 degrees. So let's go off to the side here. A straight line does indeed include 180 degrees. Okay? Well, that makes sense. 90 plus 90, 90 plus 90, right? So we could actually draw that. 90 plus 90 is equal to 180. Okay? All right. Now, what happens if I tip the transversal? What happens? Can you see this gets smaller as this gets bigger? This gets bigger as this gets smaller. Would you agree this still is 180 degrees? This is still 180 degrees. Okay? All straight lines, 180 degrees, no matter how I cut it. Okay? Now, I asked you to cut with a 45 okay, and that 45 created (180 degrees). Okay, this has a name, a right triangle. Okay, now I want to tweak this a little bit to prove to you that a triangle has 180 degrees. You already know it, but I want you to see it. Okay, and it's all based right here. As I tip it, the angles change proportionately. This got smaller as that got smaller. The more I tip it, this got bigger as that got bigger. So follow this train of thought. Now I'm going to tip this. Okay, just a little bit. Now, you agreed this angle is the same as this angle as I tip them. Okay, think back of the original, 90, 90 as I tip it. Now, as I tip it, this gets bigger as that gets bigger. So far, so good. All right. Now, I'm going to get rid of this for a second. I'm going to get rid of this for a second. And I want to cut another transversal. Okay. Let's get a blue line here. And I'm going to make it obviously different. Okay. Now, that red goes there. I'm going to put a blue dot right here. That, as it got smaller, the same as that got smaller. Okay? You already told me that this is 180 degrees. Well, if that's 180 degrees, and this angle, we'll call it 1, goes here, and this angle 2 goes here, then the third angle must be a number such that angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 equals 180 degrees. Now, we already knew 360, 180. We already knew it was 180, but I wanted you to actually see the proof. 1, 2, 3. Angle 1 goes here, angle 2 goes here, angle 3 goes here, but as we change them, they always equal 360. All right, now let's do some formal math. Okay, I'm going to add a picture. 1. Everybody draw the 45, 45, 90. The key is right there. Okay, everybody draw a right triangle. Okay, anytime we see this symbol, we know there's a 90-degree angle. Done. Now, next most important is everybody draw what's called an equilateral triangle. Okay? Okay, there's our 90. Now, an equilateral triangle. Okay? All three sides are equal. Okay? Hash mark, hash mark, hash mark. Equilateral triangle. Okay? This had a 90 degree. This has 3 equal sides. Okay? In addition to 3 equal sides, it has to have 3 equal angles. 60, 60, 60. All right? Now, I want you to draw another triangle, but in such a way that it's isosceles. Okay, so I'm going to go down and just make it obvious. 2 equal sides. Just 2. Boom, boom. This is called the isosceles. The most misspelled word by Monty. Isosceles. 2 equal sides. And the base angles have to be equal for that to be true. Base angles equal. All right? So now let's finish our classifications. Okay? Just draw a triangle where no 2 sides are the same and just number them. I like going 3, 4, 5, and that's called the scalene triangle. Three different sides. Okay? All right. So we got a right, equilateral, isosceles, scalene, acute, and obtuse. Okay? So acute, all angles less than 90. degrees is acute. And a big triangle, nice wide one. There is one angle larger than 90 degrees, and that's called obtuse. Okay? All angles less one angle larger. Okay, now you can pause the video and copy this. I want you to actually see the formal chart, and it's on the back. Okay, equilateral, isosceles, scalene, right, acute, obtuse, and then here it's more in color. I kind of like this one better. Where we come up with this is with this vocabulary that I'm going to start to use more and more as we head toward the winter holidays. All right? So, next, solo activity. See you in a minute.